Today I fucked up by insulting my girlfriend's mum without realising it. This morning, while we were organising the house, my girlfriend's mum popped by unexpectedly. After some light chatting, she kindly offered to help, mentioning her day was free. I scanned the room and, without a second thought, said, "Yeah, if you want to make yourself useful and pull all the shoes out from the rack." She stopped, completely flabbergasted, and stared at me for a few seconds. I stared back at her because I could sense that something was clearly wrong, but I had no idea what. I think she could tell that I had no clue what was going on, and asked, "How often do you tell people to make themselves useful?" It turns out that it's actually a rude thing to say, and not a single person in my life has ever corrected me on it. Y'all, I say this all the time. So many people probably think I'm an asshole. For context, my dad is your stereotypical blue-collar, born-in-the-sticks kind of guy. Growing up, he would always say, "Go make yourself useful and insert activity." I always thought this was just some sort of quirky way of telling someone to do something. In fact, I even thought it was polite. I've suddenly been flooded by years of delayed embarrassment and will never be using this phrase again. TLDR. I told my girlfriend's mum to make herself useful, not realising that the phrase I've been saying my whole life is incredibly rude. Edit. Somehow I managed to delete my previous edit, so I'll make this one shorter, as I don't feel like typing it all out again. Firstly, my girlfriend's mum wasn't offended or being a Karen. It just kind of took her off guard, and we all had a good laugh afterward. Secondly, where I live currently and where I grew up, I don't hear this phrase used by anyone. My dad grew up and lived in the rural south of the US, so I have a whole bank of southern idioms that I slip into conversation because that's the language I grew up with. Thirdly, it seems like there's a lot of interesting data here. Some people think it's rude, some don't. It seems to depend on the region or country. Finally, I didn't expect this to get so many comments. Thanks to everyone who shared their thoughts in a civilized way. This has been fun to read through.